Hey, yo, what up, guys? And we're back for the playthrough of the teams I showcased in the preparation video with another bonus 2 extra teams. So, yeah, I've got 7 teams for you today, 4 teams for the boss, and 3 for the intrusion. So, let's dive in. So, I noticed a couple comments asking for replacements for Namek Arena, so I made 2 extra teams without them. The first team is one of these, is this one here that you can see. The Brule support is not needed. You can run without it. It just makes life a little bit easier. And the Urban support is also not mandatory. You can replace him with any other support that can take 2 turns of attack down, or you can use a combination of support and ship. As long as you remove 2 turns of attack down, you should be fine. The positioning of Hound is important here. We want him to be on the left side of the middle row, so then no matter what, he's going to give Zoro a matching orb, which Zoro is going to be our main damage dealer for this team. It matters even more if you're not bringing Brule support. Stage 2, as you've seen, we used Pomsky to remove the Despair and the Bind, and then Zoro to take care of the defense up. And also I used the EX of Luffy just because why not? And then on stage 3, we're going to be using Brook twice to remove the threshold and the resilience. And we're going to be using Puddin to remove 5 turns of attack down and give us an attack buff for Zoro. And then we're going to be using Hound Special. It's going to give us matching orbs, especially on Zoro, and remove the 5 turns of damage reduction. And also trigger the support of Urban on himself to remove the remaining 2 turns of attack down. And then finally we used Luffy special just for some extra damage. This should take you to 15 million hopefully. I'm pretty confident it can take you over there, but I'm not sure beyond that how far it could go. The second team is basically almost identical to the previous team, but we're using Namek Arena. It's more reliable, it has more damage to it, and less finicky. This is the team I showcased in the preparation video. Stage 1, we just tap. I opted to start with Hound as captain just because it gives us more chance for a good captain if Puddin or Namek Arena or Kizaru gets swapped into captain. We have a higher chance of having a good captain than Hound or Pomsky. I can't put Pomsky up there because we need him on stage 2 to remove the Bind and Despair. So we're going to be doing just like we did in the previous team. We're going to be using Pomsky to remove the Despair and then Zoro to remove the defense up. Luckily, we didn't have to worry about the orb changing because a lot of the units give themselves or give the crew matching orbs, even if they're the opposite. And then on stage 3, we get the swap. It doesn't matter who gets swapped to the captain. This team is pretty good and pretty self-sufficient. We're going to be swapping Namek Arena to remove the black orbs and swap them into G orbs. We don't need the Brule support on this team at all, unlike what I showed in the preparation video, because Namek Arena Super Swap just takes care of the black orbs. And then we use their special to remove the threshold and attack down, and then Puddin to remove the 1 turn remaining of attack down and give us an attack buff to the team. And then Hound removes the damage reduction, and we finish with Kizaru to remove the resilience. I just added here the EX or the versus effect of Zoro just for extra damage, but you don't need it early on, probably need it later. This is plenty of damage. And we go into the third team. This team is basically a swap 1-for-1 from the previous team. We just replaced Namek Arena by the treasure map Usopp. They're gonna have the same amount of point boosting or the point multiplier. Stage 1, we're going to be tap in normally, just we do usually. Just make sure to have a support that removes 2 turns of attack down on any of the units. It could be Urban, it could be that Frankie that I have on Usopp right now, because put in only removes 5 turns of attack down for the last stage, and we need 2 extra turns to remove the 7 turns of attack down. Stage 2 we do like usual, we use Pomsky to remove Despair, and then Zoro to remove the defense up. When we use the special of Zoro, we never lack damage because of the increased damage taken that it applies on Boa Hancock, so we're not worried for damage on stage 2. And then on stage 3, we eat the swap. We just hope that a unit that is good goes into the captain slot. And then we use the special of Usopp to remove the 7 turns of Threshold, which is going to trigger the support of Frankie to remove 2 turns of attack down. And then Kizaru is going to be removing the resilience. Hound, again, we want him to be on the left side of the middle row to give a matching orb to Zoro. We use his special, he's going to remove the damage reduction too. And then finally we use Puddin to give us an attack buff and remove the attack down debuff that we have on us. And this should be enough for probably more than 15 million points. And then the final boss team. This team is going to be the one I'm using. I was lucky to pull Jinbei, so I'm going to be using him. There's some finicky and some order for the special that you want to pay attention to, otherwise it will ruin the run. But other than that, this team is pretty straightforward. You just use your logic and you're gonna use the special in the right order. So here we start stage 1. As usual, we just tap and go into stage 2. Stage 2, we're going to be hit by the bind and despair. The bind is going to be removed by the supports of Ace, those Tesoro lackeys, and Bonnie. And then we're going to be using the special of Jinbei to remove the despair and put him on the captain slot. That way we don't have to worry about the captain swap as we go into the last stage. And we're gonna use the Zoro special to remove the defense up and also apply increased damage taken, which is going to allow us to do crazy amount of damage for a stage 2 boss. So after that we go into stage 3. We're going to be, first of all, we want to use Jinbei first before using the special of Nami Karina, because she gives 2 turns of cooldown, and if we use her before Jinbei, he's going to have the full special, and we won't get his stage 1 special that we need to remove the resilience. So just make sure to not use Nami Karina before Jinbei. And then we're going to swap Nami Karina. She's going to give us full board of matching orbs, reduce the attack down by 6 turns, and remove completely the threshold. Then Puddin is going to be removing the final turn of attack down and give us an attack buff for Zoro and Jinbei. And then Hound is going to be removing the damage reduction, and it should be more than enough for this boss. This team is going to be going pretty far, and I'm not worried about it. Now we go into the intrusion boss fights. All of these teams can use Jinbei Rare Recruit. If you pulled him, you just have to remove Pomsky and put him in there instead. I have Jinbei, but I opted to run the teams with Pomsky so that it showcases that you can run without basically the new Rare Recruit. I was worried about this team for the cooldowns of the 5 elders, but apparently they just get their cooldown full, so we don't have to store or anything. On stage 2, we're going to be using Marcus Mars to remove the chain debuff or the chain lock, and then followed by the special of Lucci to remove the paralysis orbs, and then we finish by the special of Puddin to remove the attack down and give us an attack buff for the team. This should be more than enough. We don't have to save the specials of our captain and friend captain because they get special rewinded and special locked, so they won't be useful for the last stage. On the last turn, we get hit by 10 turns of despair, which is going to be reduced to 7 thanks to the sockets, and then Omsky is going to be reducing despair with his special by 6, so we're going to be missing 1 extra turn. That's when the support of the Seraphims on Crocodile comes in handy. Use his special, it's going to be removing the paralysis, triggering the support, and giving us an attack and chain buff. And then we're going to be using Jupiter to remove the threshold, and we should be golden for the rest of the treasure map damage wise. The second team is for people that don't have any of the new elders. You have to bring Pomsky or Jinbei. He's the MVP of this treasure map. He's going to be useful on all of the fights. Well, just the 2 of the fights. The supports are not mandatory, but as long as you bring a damage reduction support and a support that can remove 1 turn of despair. You can also bring a ship that removes despair and a support that gives damage reduction. It doesn't have to be exactly Jinbei and Mr. 3. Stage 1, we just tap, it's easy. Stage 2, we're going to be using the special of Morley and Karasu to reduce to change the paralysis orbs into matching orbs, and thanks to their captain we don't have to worry about the special rewind on stage 3. And then we're going to be using Lucci Kaku to remove the chain debuff and give us another chain that can help us get through the stage. And then we just tap normally. We don't have to use Puddin because Lucci Kaku already removed the attack down with their special. And we are able to save the special of Lucci for the last stage thanks to the captain of Karasu and Morley. And then on the 3rd stage, Pomsky again, the MVP, is going to be removing despair with the combination of the support of Rayleigh. We're going to be removing all of the despair. The Mr. 3 support triggers and to give us 50% damage reduction to survive the death hit, which is 80,000 damage. We are already at 43,000 damage, which is going to be enough for us to survive. And then we're going to be using the special of Lucci to remove the threshold, and then followed by Puddin to give us an attack buff. It's going to be useless, but it is what it is. And then we're just going to tap and kill pretty easily. You can see the death hit, and it does 28,000 damage, which is, and we don't have any other supports to reduce damage or any other healing or anything. And the final team of the video, this team is, in case you don't have Morley and Karasu, Namikarina is sadly mandatory for this team. Also, we need a support on her to remove the 1 extra turn of threshold. It could be the Psy VV or this chopper that I have on her. And then we have the support of Sanji on Luffy. It could be any other support that reduces despair by 1 turn at least. That's all we need. You can bring the Rayleigh from the previous team or use this Sanji. On stage 2, again, just like the first team that I showed, we're going to be swapping Lucci Kaku and using their special to remove the attack down and the chain. They're perfect for this fight. They're like designed for it. And then we're going to be using the friend captain Lucci captain special to remove the paralysis orbs. And then we should be golden for the last stage. We have 4 specials saved up for that stage. We should be pretty good to go in there. Again, on the last stage, we're going to be using the special of Pomsky to remove the Despair. With the support of Sanji, it's going to be enough to remove all the 7 turns. And then we're going to be using Crocodile to remove the Paralysis. And then we're going to swap Nami, Karina into Karina and use their special, which is going to remove 6 turns of Threshold plus 2 turns from the caption effect of Lucci, and then 1 extra turn from the support of Chopper, which is going to be enough to remove all of the 9 turns of Threshold. And we don't need any support that reduces damage taken because we have the buff from Nami Karina that allows us to survive the death hit. So that's it for me. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.